Welcome viewers. Former Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg was sentenced to 5 months in prison after pleading guilty to failing to declare and pay taxes on more than $1.7 million in company benefits provided by the former president's flagship company. Weisselberg's cooperation with prosecutors was central to securing a conviction linking the Trump Organization to the alleged large-scale tax fraud operation. In this video we will break it all down for you. But before we continue, please take a minute of your precious time to hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell to get the latest update from us. The sentence comes in accordance with Weisselberg's guilty plea. He'll also have to serve 5 months probation and pay $2 million in taxes and penalties. Weisselberg, who worked for the Trump Organization for almost half a century, pleaded guilty to a 15-count indictment in August. Accused of failing to pay dues on apartments, parking, vacations, and other perks provided by the Trump Organization, prosecutors alleged that the cohort had engaged in a sweeping and audacious illegal payment scheme. Weisselberg testified that Trump had personally authorized some of the benefits, including the company's payment of his rent and his grandchildren's private school tuition. The Trump Organization pleaded not guilty to charges in the indictment, which also named the Trump Payroll Corporation and the Trump Corporation, but were convicted in December. Trump himself was accused by prosecutors of explicitly sanctioning tax fraud by approving a salary reduction for Trump Organization Chief Operating Officer Matthew Calamari, which Calamari would be compensated for via under-the-table, unreported benefits. Similar arrangements were made between the organization, Weisselberg, and other executives. While Trump and members of his family were not directly named in the indictment, New York Attorney General Letitia James in September sued Trump and his children Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric Trump, alleging civil fraud. The AG claimed the Trump family made over 200 false valuations of assets over a period of 10 years and said she would make referrals to the Internal Revenue Service and the Southern District of New York regarding the possibility of federal charges. Prosecutors in the suit are seeking $250 million in penalties and a ban on Trump and his family from conducting business in the state of New York. Donald Trump on Friday will learn how the company that bears the former U.S. president's name will be punished after being found guilty of scheming to defraud tax authorities for 15 years. A New York state judge will impose the sentence after jurors in Manhattan found 2 Trump Organization affiliates guilty of 17 criminal charges last month. The sentencing comes 3 days after Justice Juan Merchan of the Manhattan Criminal Court ordered Alan Weisselberg, who worked for Trump's family for a half-century and was the company's former chief financial officer, to jail for 5 months after he testified as the prosecution's star witness. Trump's company faces only a maximum $1.6 million penalty, but has said it plans to appeal. No one else was charged or faces jail time in the case. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office, which brought the case, is still conducting a criminal probe into Trump's business practices. Bill Black, a professor at the University of Missouri-Kansas City School of Law specializing in white-collar crime, called the expected penalty a rounding error that offers zero deterrence to others, including Trump. "This is a farce," he said. "No one will stop committing these kinds of crimes because of this sentence." The case has long been a thorn in the side of the Republican former president, who calls it part of a witch hunt by Democrats who dislike him and his politics. Trump also faces a $250 million civil lawsuit by State Attorney General Letitia James accusing him and his adult children Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump and Eric Trump of inflating his net worth and the value of his company's assets to save money on loans and insurance. Bragg and James are Democrats, as is Bragg's predecessor Cyrus Vance, who brought the criminal case. Trump is seeking the presidency in 2024 after losing his re-election bid in 2020. At a 4-week trial, prosecutors offered evidence that Trump's company covered personal expenses such as rent and car leases for executives without reporting them as income and pretended that Christmas bonuses were non-employee compensation. Please, what is your take on this? And remember to subscribe as well. Thanks for